This is not going to be Christmas as we know it, and governments across Europe are asking people to help contain the virus.
It's about trying to reduce that contact and make sure that everybody is as cautious and as personally responsible as possible.
But is rule breaking causing the COVID-19 surge? Is there a risk that rule breakers become a lightning rod for the upset this pandemic is understandably causing? Well, I sought out 4 UK perspectives from a behavioural scientist, an epidemiologist, a data analyst and a radio host. Sheila Fogarty presents a phone-in show on LBC and often shares her frustration at people not wearing masks properly on public transport.
The reason I hold people like that in genuine bone-deep contempt is I think we have a duty to one another as much as we have a duty to ourselves.
Sheila's is a widespread concern, but how can we assess rule breaking? Robert Cuff is head of statistics for BBC News. His advice is to not see this in black and white.
Well, if you're supposed to self-isolate in your bedroom for 14 days, there's a variety of different ways you can not comply with that. You might go for a walk on your own at night, or you might go into Starbucks, and you might go in very different things.
We also know circumstances drive different behaviour. A UK survey looked at attitudes to quarantine after foreign holidays. 10% of people said they wouldn't do it at all. That rose to 20% if they needed to work and to 25% if they needed to care for someone. There's also a broader belief that over time, people have struggled to stick to the guidance. This is Soho in London in September. In October, the WHO said it's easy and natural to feel apathetic and demotivated, to experience fatigue. And this is Boris Johnson around the same time.
Everybody got a bit kind of, complacent.
But not everyone agrees with this analysis. This Guardian article from the summer warned, don't blame public for COVID-19 spread. It quotes a leading UK scientist who argues that government policy and inequality are bigger factors than selfishness or thoughtless behaviour. But if there's disagreement over the consequences, can we at least say that rule breaking is increasing? Well, behavioural scientist Professor Susan Mickey says no.
It's kept really pretty steady since the summer. So despite people saying they're fed up, they're bored, this is really difficult, this is tough, what you see is that people are still wanting to adhere and by and large adhering.
If that's the case, why is there so much attention on rule breakers? Here's the professor again.
If you're looking out for something and you're likely to get irritated by it, you will think there's many, many more people who aren't adhering than if you're not especially looking out for it.
Nonetheless, rule breaking is happening. And on this, epidemiologist Helen Vimalatne is clear. Rule breaking matters.
So these things that might seem like minor transgressions at the individual level, added together at the population level, are the things that are really driving transmission and driving this pandemic.
Which is why that connection between each person's actions and the state of the pandemic remains central to many governments' messages this Christmas.